You ever get that feeling that there's something more going on with the websites and apps you use every day? You know, like a little secret tucked away just beneath the surface? Well, you're not wrong. And today, we're going to peel back that hidden layer. Okay, to show you what I mean, let's actually try something right now. Go ahead and grab your phone or just open a new tab on your computer. I'll give you a second.
All right, ready? Go to Google and search for the phrase Atari Breakout. Then click over to the Images tab, and bam! All the image results just turned into bricks, and you're literally playing the classic arcade game right there in your browser. How cool is that? Now, this isn't a bug or some kind of glitch. It's a deliberate, hidden surprise.
And that little game is our entry point into what I like to call Google's secret playground. Let's take a look around and see what these hidden features are all about.
So, what you just found is what's known in the tech world as an Easter egg. Basically, it's an intentional inside joke or a secret little feature that developers hide inside a piece of software. It's their way of having a little fun and, rewarding curious people like us who happen to stumble upon it.
Oh, and it doesn't stop with Atari Breakout, not by a long shot. Try searching "do a barrel roll" and your whole screen will do a 360. If you search for "askew," the entire page tilts just a little bit. My favorite is Zerg Rush, which unleashes this army of little O's to devour your search results. It's a nod to the old-school game StarCraft. And of course, for any fans of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy out there, Google has the answer for you.
Okay, so these are all fun, right? Harmless little jokes, but they get you thinking. They point to a much, much bigger idea, that not everything is right there on the surface. So what happens when these hidden layers contain something a little more serious than just a game?
This brings us to a really powerful metaphor for communication. We're kind of leaving the secret playground now and heading out into the deep ocean.
You see, in cultural studies, there's this concept called the iceberg metaphor. And the idea is actually super simple but really profound. What you see on the surface, the tip of the iceberg, is only a tiny, tiny fraction of the whole thing. The vast majority of its mass, and in this case its meaning, is hidden way down below the water. So, that visible tip? That's the obvious stuff. The actual words on the page, the direct statements, the little joke in a Google search. But the hidden part, the massive chunk of ice underwater, that's where the real meaning is. It's the creator's true purpose, the cultural context they're operating in, all the unspoken assumptions that give the surface-level stuff its true power and shape. And this is where things get really interesting and, frankly, really important in our world today. Because right now, new and incredibly complex icebergs are being built all around us, and they're not being built by human authors, but by artificial intelligence. And their hidden layers can have some very real consequences.
Let's take education, for instance. A recent study looked at this tool called Magic School. It uses generative AI to help teachers personalize things like math problems. And the goal is fantastic, right? Take a kind of boring word problem and reframe it to be about something a student actually cares about, like sports or video games, to make learning way more engaging.
And here's a perfect example of what it does. On the left, you've got this super dry, standard algebra problem about hot wings and tips. But look at the right. The AI has totally transformed it into a Scooby-Doo mystery. The math is exactly the same, but the surface, the tip of the iceberg, is completely different. I mean, on the face of it, this seems like a clear win. But you gotta remember the iceberg. What's actually happening below the surface when an AI does this? Is it just adding a fun theme, or is it adding something else that we can't see right away?
Well, here's the first hidden layer the researchers found. The AI, in trying to make the problems more creative and story-like, actually made them a lot harder to read. For younger kids, the average reading level of a problem jumped from about a 2.9 grade level to over a 4.0. That's more than a full grade level higher. So now the math problem was hidden behind a much more difficult reading problem.
And this isn't just, some abstract number on a chart. Listen to what one teacher in the study said when they tried to use this for an English language learner. They said it actually made the word choice harder to understand, not easier. The AI's help had the exact opposite effect. That hidden layer of complexity became a huge barrier to learning.
And that wasn't all. There was another hidden problem: authenticity. So the AI might try to connect with a student's interest in music by creating a word problem about buying music magazines. But the teachers pointed out this felt totally fake and out of touch. Their students don't buy magazines. The AI's attempt to be relevant was based on this flawed, kind of outdated assumption, a hidden crack in the iceberg's foundation.
Okay, so let's zoom out for a second. We started with these fun, playful little games hidden in a search engine, and we ended up talking about some pretty serious, complex flaws hidden inside AI-generated text. So what's the thread? What's the connection?
Believe it or not,
It all comes down to the exact same skill. The curiosity that makes you wonder, I wonder if there's a game hidden in this image search. That is the foundation for the critical thinking you need to question what lies beneath the surface of an argument, a news article, or an AI's output. So think of it like this, kind of like an Easter egg hunter's guide to the world. Step 1, find the fun. Train your brain to look for what's not immediately obvious in the tech you use every day. Step 2, use that skill to find the meaning. Start questioning the subtext and the real purpose behind the messages you see. And finally, step 3, find the flaws. Apply that same critical eye to analyze the hidden biases and unintended consequences in all the automated systems that are shaping our lives. It really all starts with just choosing to look a little deeper. So, I'll leave you with this question. In your job, in your hobbies, or in the news you follow, what's the biggest iceberg in your world that maybe you and everyone else are only seeing the tip of?